What is up, everybody? We've got I mean, this was moved up. Everything was moved up, so I put together this quick live stream. I wanted to live stream this, but this is kind of where we're at. This is Eleanor over an X. Let me check something here. At approximately 2:43:10, which is about now, the House will take the following votes. The Digital Asset Market Clarity Act of 2025, 15 minutes, and you can see the timer. Passage of S1582 Genius Act, and that is 5 minutes. Anti-CBDC Surveillance State Act, 5 minutes. I think it could be worthwhile to give a little context on this entire situation. Like, history actually was made with this situation, and I want to read this very briefly for anyone interested in kind of as they're voting, what transpired. So, and a lot of it happened yesterday. The House is trying to pass 3 bills this week, as many of you know. It's the Genius, the Clarity, Anti-CBDC. The Genius, which is important to know, already passed the Senate. So if it passes the House, it goes to the president, becomes law. Genius is that stablecoin bill, incredibly big. On Tuesday, the House Freedom Caucus and others blocked a procedural vote, if you were tracking this. This was yesterday, to advance the bills for a variety of reasons. It looked like crypto week was game over, but mainly over CBDCs, which they despise. So they had their concern with CBDCs. They were kind of blocking it, and then boom, they came to a deal. On Wednesday, the deal was struck to include anti-CBDC bill and a must-pass bill, the National Defense Authorization Act. The House then voted in favor of moving forward on all 3 bills. That was yesterday. And here's the history. It took 10 hours, the vote, the longest vote in modern House history. Now, this morning, the House is back to debate and vote on Genius and Clarity, and they were debating earlier today. The president has a signing ceremony scheduled for tomorrow, Friday, and everyone expects Genius to be on his desk by then. So hopes are high for stablecoin legislation to be done today. Clarity will likely slip to next. Considering the Clarity Act is kind of that first one they're voting on, I thought this was useful to read. This was from Majority Whip Tom Emmer earlier today when they were doing the whole debating and talking about all this. For many years, innovators and investors were forced to operate in illegal, and this is meaningful to all of us that have been in this space and just been waiting for clarity. It's just crazy. We've been waiting for clarity. We have this Clarity Act. Illegal gray zone while agencies jostled for regulatory superiority over the digital asset ecosystem, leading blockchain developers to pack up and move abroad. The Clarity Act fixes this by creating regulatory guardrails tailored to the unique attributes of blockchain technology, while giving users and developers the confidence to engage and innovate in the ecosystem. It's such a big deal. We can't even imagine how many institutions, companies, big players have been on the sidelines, how much capital has been on the sidelines. Can't even. Wow, and I'm seeing XRP like literally on the daily chart about to break all-time high. This would be a funny event if it actually breaks this all-time high area on this live stream. Definitely not planned, but kind of sick. Very cool. I want to interject. I know a lot of you are watching price. This is a massive event on the macro. This is a fundamental thing that's so important. I know a lot of you are watching price. I am too. I just want to point out XRP is fine. We can use this as an example. We have this really nice move beginning, the 20 above, this green line above the blue, the 50. When we get moves like that, these are oftentimes the beginning of very big moves. You can see it back here in that November breakout. But I also just want to say along the way, we just never know how parabolic this might be or how many breaks and consolidations might take place. So always be careful for huge dips, please, on all of these charts. Right now, especially XRP chart, it is like potentially about to break into price discovery. There's really no use for analysis other than maybe some resistance where it is right now, obviously. If it starts breaking to the upside, the support would be right here. But we do have the 20 crossing above the 50, so these types of throwbacks could happen. And interestingly enough, we have such a headline event happening right now with these votes. Such a meaningful time for crypto. When we talk about the crypto era, this new crypto era, it's really because of things like this vote. Man, XRP. That's kind of cool, dude. This is great for altcoins. I haven't even really been looking at the charts. I'm going to do a technical analysis video later tonight on altcoins, on markets, ADA. Maybe I'll do ADA XRP. And check this out. Can you see this? I took a snapshot of it. Do you realize this, everybody? It's been said, that's so small on my screen. It's been said that I break 400,000 subscribers, the bull market starts. So I don't know how many people are in the live stream on YouTube, but if you're interested in a bull market, maybe you want to get me past that threshold. I'm not sure, but it's been stuck in the 300s in the bear market. So I think we're entering a new era from multiple different fronts. Just wanted to throw that out there. If you're not a subscriber. So what you see there on the screen, by the way, is in terms of like the order of events, this is the passage of HR 3633 and Digital Asset Market Clarity Act of 2025. That's what's going on. It's obviously looking pretty good. Pretty good for passage through the House. Now, next is, I think, a big one, which is the Genius Act, because this one already got through the Senate. So this gets through the House and it goes to President Trump's desk. And in relation to that, I saw this headline: Democrats are flipping from no to yes on Clarity and Genius bill votes. It's likely they will pass this afternoon. Trump has a crypto bill signing ceremony scheduled tomorrow. So the signing ceremony is scheduled already for tomorrow, which is awesome. It's looking very promising, everybody. And, you know, I wanted to kind of document this and track this because it's a big deal. You know, and they were doing a lot of debating earlier today on all of this stuff. The CBDCs was a big area that was kind of getting a lot of pushback for a good reason. And this post from Bill Haggerty says, the Genius Act ensures that U.S. innovators, not central planners, shape digital asset policy in the United States. And there were a lot of debates earlier today. The vote today is not just about crypto as we know it. It's about enabling the next generation of innovation enabled by blockchain. Man, I've been doing these YouTube videos for almost 8 years. It's what we've been talking about, is like innovating on the blockchain. And I just can't believe we have these people in, you know, in Congress finally creating some guardrails and some clarity for the space. It's very bullish, everybody. We did it. 400,000, everybody. 400,000 subscribers. The bull market can begin. The bull market can begin. And did XRP break all-time high? It's about to. It's actually pretty awesome. So Dan, the Genius Act passed. Look at the votes. I think the current votes are for passage 3633, which is the Clarity Act. I think Genius is next. Let's see what we got going on. Look at that. 400,021 subs. I need one of those like live stream tickers of my subs. That's awesome, everybody. I don't know who pushed me over the finish line, but let's hope we can stay there. Let's hope we can stay above 400,000. I need some separation if we're going to do some technical analysis on my 400,000 subscribers. It's just pretty cool because it's been kind of an ongoing joke in the comments. Like once I finally get to 400, I've been stuck at 399 for like a while. The sentiment in the crypto space, as you know, has been very bad, and things are it's a good indicator, social sentiment. And I'm sure other YouTube channels are experiencing similar vibes. So, man, thanks for the 400,000 subscribers, everybody. I really appreciate all of you guys. There it is. The bull market begins. I would really like to see, I think it only makes sense. XRP breaks all-time high now. What's ADA doing over here? ADA's making its little breakout. Bitcoin, just under 120. Crazy. Look at this. I mean, Bitcoin's a move away from testing its own all-time high. It's incredible. Appreciate you guys. $400K equals altcoin season. That's what I'm talking about. Subscribe. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Christ is king. Amen. Amen, brother. You can do 500K. I'm hoping we have a super cycle and we can shoot for 1 million. So I keep switching back and forth because, there's like time limits, but then it's just the time runs out, as you can see. So you can see that. And it's just kind of like we're hanging out. We're hanging out at the clarity boat. This is clarity that's going on right now. Appreciate you, Kurt, Kyle. Congrats on 400K. Been around since 2020. Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate it. Pound. $2019. Thank you, sir. Dr. Crypto. Guys are awesome. We're just getting started too. That's what's cool. So in case you're just cruising on through, Eleanor over here laying out what's going on. The voting was moved up because I was going to do this live stream at like 4 o'clock today, which is in like 38 minutes. Things got moved up. Right now, what you see on the screen when I keep going back and forth is this one, Digital Asset Market Clarity Act. It's been going on for a little bit. The voting, the time remaining is ticked down. That's all good to go. First one cleared. The next one is the Genius Act, which it's looking good, everybody. It's looking good. So this one's a big one because this has already gotten through the Senate and it'll make its way to President's desk tomorrow. Incredible. Like this is really like the first massive bill, the stablecoin bill. And then Anti-CBDC Surveillance State Act is an important one. As you know, a lot of drama involved yesterday in relation to even getting these through because of this CBDC concerns. So that's kind of what's going on right now. This has probably helped a lot. Democrats are flipping from no to yes on Clarity and Genius Bill votes. And, they were fighting, everybody. They were fighting. Check this out.
For drug dealers and tax evaders. Because every time a billionaire cheats on his taxes, a member of the Freedom Caucus earns his wings. I yield back.
So they were trying. They were trying. They just throw their little lies out there. And it is what it is. Look at Bitcoin dominance right now. Still on pass is 3633 on the Clarity. There's not been an update. Bitcoin dominance. You know, I'm not going to sit here. I'm waiting on some things to happen in terms of altcoin season, but very interested in this 50-week moving average. Y'all know back in November, we got very faked out in terms of altcoin season. Bitcoin just kept bouncing higher. And I don't know, maybe we'll have a cycle like never before, where it's just like, I don't know, everybody. It doesn't necessarily have to be just absolute capitulation, parabolic move. You know, our risk models on Bitcoin and altcoins, everything's operating different this cycle. We have to take this, you know, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Especially now with things like this happening. This space is about to grow so much, right? So when we think about like, here's altcoin charts, we think about how speculative of a space this is. And these explosive moves really lend itself to how speculative it is. And it still is very speculative, but the growth of the space might be more evened out. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get something like that. You know, it might be something like this. Who knows? But we have to prepare either way. Here's a nice little snapshot for you on the altcoin risk model, by the way. This is altcoin market cap. We've got a bunch of altcoins back there, but this is just total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin. You can just see the floor. Still at a 27, such a low score in terms of risk. Kuwait in the house. I haven't even looked at I haven't even looked at S&P 500. That's crazy. All-time high for S&P 500. I didn't even notice. Should probably go look at that chart, actually. I saw a comment. Somebody asked me to explain, you know, what's going on, like what's Genius for, and right now if we look at the screen, this is still the Clarity Act that is up. And this is good. Some good points on clarity. I think two things are clear. First, the digital asset and blockchain tech are leading the next wave of financial innovation, and we need to make sure that the innovation is occurring here in the US. So how do you make sure of that, right? It's clarity. Give clarity. Second, under the previous admin, the US failed to enact a regulatory framework that's aligned with the realities of the tech and adequately protects consumers. Today, the House has an opportunity to meaningfully improve the status quo that for too long has been marred by uncertainty and regulatory enforcement. The amount of uncertainty has been insane over the years. And this opening up and being unlocked, just regulatory clarity, deregulation, is going to open up innovation and a flood of innovation entering US. So that is the Clarity Act. It's funny scrolling on X. You just got all these updates. Look at that. US passed Crypto Clarity Act.
And the nays are 134. The bill is passed. Without objection, a motion to reconsider is laid on the table. Pursuant to Clause 8 of Rule 20, the unfinished business and the vote on passage of Senate 1582, on which the yeas and nays are ordered, the clerk will report the title of the bill.
Senate 1582, an act to provide for the regulation of payment stablecoins and for other purposes.
The question is on passage of the bill. Members will record their votes by electronic device. This is a 5-minute vote.
This is a very big deal, Ray. This is a very big deal. We've been waiting a long time for this type of thing. Very long time. So if you see what they're voting on, you see how it says, you can see how it says on passage 1582. So this is like this next step of the voting process over here. And this is what just happened and it passed, the clarity. Now they're taking, they say 5 minutes. They're taking 5 minutes for 1582, the Genius Act. And that's kind of where we are right now. Very big deal. The Clarity Act just passed the House in a vote 294 to 134. You saw it here live, everybody. Look at that. 78 Democrats voting in favor, more than double the 35 expected. That's telling. And more than 71, the 71 who voted to pass Fit 21 last year. Wow. Crypto is like coming around. This is a really big win for crypto. Now on to Genius. Bill Hagerty this afternoon, the House will vote on the Genius Act, which, by the way, has already passed Senate. I am proud to have authored this legislation that will update America's payment system and make the United States the hub for innovation in digital assets. Genius will bring America's payment system into the 21st century, cement U.S. dollar dominance, increase demand for U.S. treasuries. The Clarity Act, yes, has to go to Senate. So Matthew said Trump has to sign these tomorrow. So what would be signed tomorrow, as I understand it, will be the Genius, as long as it passes right now, which it's about to. Because the Genius Act has already gotten through the Senate, and now it's getting through the House. It will go to the president's desk tomorrow. The Clarity, which just passed the House, still has to get through the Senate. So that's kind of what we got going on. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, Genius looking good. I mean, I'm happy to be, I think we all know this is going to pass. I'm happy to be live streaming the moment because it's, man, I'm going on 8 years doing these YouTube videos on crypto, and I can't even believe how far we've come. It's incredible. Really is crazy. It's cool to see this. I mean, you think about a year ago, you couldn't even imagine this happening. Remember, last July, Biden administration trying to destroy crypto, SEC, Gary Gensler, he was there. He was there calling us fraudsters, scammers. And now I'm sitting doing a live stream. What is going on? Doing this? And please, like, the thing that I, like, really sit back and think about is, like, you can go to Total Crypto Market Cap. You can go to Total Crypto Market Cap, altcoins. It's a $1.4 trillion market. It's so small. It really is very small. You can go to global market cap, including Bitcoin. That is small too. Bitcoin right now, 120,000, 119,000. It's just getting started, everybody. It's crazy. Incredible. Really. History in the making, everybody. Thanks, everyone, for hanging in there. Thanks, Brandon B. I can't believe it. Like, if we weren't doing this live stream, we would not be breaking 400,000. We're actually at 400,049. Do you understand that? That's bullish. I mean, I can't tell you how long I was stuck at 399. And I'm not saying we won't fall back below it if sentiment gets bad again, but the sentiment through the bear market and even just recently, especially in the last 2 months, has been so bad. I've never seen it so bad. And I think crypto content creators and YouTubers and stuff, they're going to start seeing a social sentiment shift. I'm not going to try and say that 3 times fast. But I really think social sentiment shift will begin happening. And really, I'll provide some context too for anybody that's new in the stream. But the social sentiment shift, if this altcoin breakout happens on the altcoin market cap chart, absolutely going to be huge. So if you're just joining the stream, thank you, Eleanor. Eleanor is always killing it. If you're on X, you have to follow her in terms of just her journalism and crypto journalism and updates on all things crypto. But here's the roadmap. This is what we've been live streaming right now. We, around 2:45 or so, this whole thing started. The passage of 3633, which is the Digital Asset, this is the Market Clarity Act, the Clarity Act you keep hearing about. This was just voted on. We were just streaming it. It passed. This will go on to the Senate now that it's gotten through the House today. I think I saw that might, I don't know. That might not happen until next week. That might have been pushed. I'm not sure what their schedule looks like. And right now, when you're looking at the screen and you see the votes, it's passage 1582, which is the Genius Act. This is a big one because this has already gotten through the Senate and will be on President's desk tomorrow to be signed into law. And then next we have the Anti-CBDC Surveillance State Act. That's what's kind of going on right now. That's what you're watching. So I'd say it's a pretty exciting time for crypto holders. Let's get this to 1,000 likes. I'll take it. I like this comment. I have to read it. It's great. I know it's tough to read, but greetings from Europe. This is history in the making. Not just a revolution in the US, but around the world. Strap in, this rocket's going to Mars. That's what I'm talking about. That's a great clickbait YouTube title. I might have to steal that for later. I really might take that, Chris. I don't know. I really might. It's so good. Strap in. Did XRP break all-time high yet? As we're kind of sitting here watching these votes, let's go check it. It's something I'm curious about. It's always fun to watch a chart as it's trying to break all-time high. Let's go to this ADA chart. It's ADA on the weekly. That's from an X post I did earlier. Beautiful fractal. Here is XRP. Wow. You know what's crazy about this when you're just when we'll go back to the votes in a moment, but you were 3 days and 5 hours away from a weekly candle close here. And just look at that. We were waiting for this break above the 20-week moving average. I think that's why I have these arrows here. Similar to the break back here. And there it is. But 3 days left on the weekly candle. What's crazy is we have this massive resistance on the weekly. This is all-time high resistance. Who knows how this candle will close? I would really like for altcoins, this would be good for altcoins if XRP can get separation away, break all-time high. I don't want to see a big ugly wick right here on this weekly. That would just be messed up. And then the candle's closing down here at like $3. But please note, as bullish as I am on crypto, that would not surprise me at all. I'm telling you, everybody, If you're out there, you're just hanging out, you're just new to crypto, you've been here for years, doesn't matter. Bam. Pulling into these moving averages, always just, I'm not saying this is what's going to happen, but just please be ready for it. And then maybe then the big leg up everybody wants is in August. That's all. I'm just saying be ready for that. I know many of you are watching price, as am I. And these things happen. This isn't the beginning of a bear market, in my opinion, if that happened, but. So 307, 122, obviously we're looking good. This is all good to go to President's desk. I want to hear her, I want to hear her say it has passed. Way to hang through all the naysayers beating you down every day. You have been vindicated. I don't even care about vindication, man. I just want to see everybody win. And I appreciate all you guys out there that hung through too. You had to read all the negative comments. And they might not be over, by the way. We all have to read these negative comments together. Let's go Portugal. Thanks, Manuel. Yeah, so I know we continually have new people entering the stream. Someone said it's just one of the 3 bills. So this is the genius right now. Sorry for the stream quality on this. I don't know why it's like that. It keeps going in and out. But right now this is genius. Passing. Getting through the House. We've already had clarity pass the House. And clarity will need to go to the Senate now. This one, the Genius Act, has already passed through the Senate, which I'm pretty sure I live streamed that last week. Thanks, Bulgaria, for being here. Daniel from Bulgaria. It's funny how time just runs out and everybody just... It's funny how slow things move. You know what I mean? I just feel like our generation would just be like, get in here, vote, use a blockchain, call it a day, literally in 20 seconds. This is nuts. I can't believe it's still like this. This has to change, dude. Got North Carolina in the house. We got people from all over, babe. Like Norway. Imagine that. Everywhere. Portugal. Appreciate all of you watching. History in the making right now. That's what this is. Kind of curious if we have XRP holders out there, because like you get to moves like this and it's just you're at the edge of your seat. Do we have any XRP holders out there watching this live stream, watching the XRP charts? Just curious. Doesn't matter if you don't hold XRP either, everybody. This is phenomenal for altcoins. We want to see movers. We want to see, here's one thing I've seen throughout every altcoin cycle that I've been around. Altcoin, and I say this like over the years on my YouTube channel, altcoins take turns. You want to see that. One thing I learned is sit tight. If your altcoin's not moving, I can't tell you how many times I've been like, you go chase a pump, then your altcoin moves. Altcoins take turns. And it's great to have leading indicator altcoins. XRP, potentially one of them. I've been watching SUI. I don't know what Sui is doing right now, but I'm watching Sui as a potential indicator. Consolidating right now. I don't know. But all the way getting separation out of nowhere, a breakout to the upside could be a very nice altcoin indicator. Maybe ADA is a leading indicator. I don't know, but right now XRP doing its thing. And it does look like holding XRP, watching to reach all-time high now. Bought XRP 22 cents. Look at that. 85% of my bag is XRP. It's awesome. Congrats to the XRP holders. What's up, Jackson? We got James Jackson, the Jackson fam from UK. Appreciate you. Man, 7 years and an XRP holder. Congrats on the all-time high, James and Jackson fam. Love you guys. So still over here on passage 1582. Which is this one. So technically this started at 240 it's supposed to be 240 to 310 and we're still only on the second one. Let's see if Eleanor's got any other updates going on over here. Just this one. We've read this one. In case you weren't here, the Clarity Act passed the House. Really big win for crypto. And soon we will be getting the confirmation that Genius has passed. I mean, I just want the lady just to say that it passed. it's passed. It did pass. The Genius Act has passed. It's going to President Trump's desk tomorrow. This will be interesting. This has played out very well. Sell the news has played out very well for a while. I don't know how this will play out now. But it's just, I'm not a trader, in especially at this part of a cycle. I'm not a trader. I'm a macro trader, cycle trader, macro investor. But there's no way. I mean, want to take some profits, fine. Does anyone want to change a vote? Here we go.
The ayes are 308 and the nays are 122. The bill is passed without objection. A motion to reconsider is laid to the table.
Look at that.
Pursuant to Clause 8 of Rule 20, the unfinished business is the vote on passage of H.R. 1919, on which the yeas and nays are ordered. The clerk will report the title of the bill.
Union Calendar Number 66, H.R. 1919, a bill to amend the Federal Reserve Act to prohibit the Federal Reserve banks from offering certain products or services directly to an individual, to prohibit the use of central bank digital currency for monetary policy and for other purposes.
The question is on passage of the bill. Members will record their votes by electronic device. This is a 5-minute vote.
AKA 25-minute vote. There it is, everybody. The official hammer. The Genius Act. Going to Trump's desk. Come on now. It's awesome. Somebody said, does one of these bills include no tax on capital gains on crypto? No. And when it comes to that, that's a proposed bill by Senator Lummis. I'm not sure where that's going to find its way in the mix, actually. But that is, I believe, like capital gains on $300 or less transactions. But I really think the bigger story with that Senator Lummis proposal, I think the bigger story is the no double taxation on staking and mining. I think that's the bigger story. So they're both bullish, obviously, but I'm very excited to see what happens with Senator Lummis and her proposal with that bill. So the Clarity Act will be voted over in the Senate in the coming week. Yeah, it's looking like Clarity, it does need to be voted in the Senate, and it's looking like it will be next week. From what that's the most recent update that I saw. I think the holdup yesterday kind of like slowed things down, probably in relation to their scheduling over here. But I don't know, these things can change quick, and we'll see. I don't know if you can really read that, but the Genius Act aims to make stablecoins safe and more trustworthy by requiring real money backing and clear rules, potentially boosting mainstream use, but also increasing big companies' control. So let's see what happens with this one. By the way, everybody, oh, we're almost at 1,000 likes too. Come on, we're like hovering on. I mean, we're definitely not even in. This is not altcoin bull market territory, by the way, but we're like, the vibes are getting there slowly. But we've got, I don't know if you can even see this. Can you see this? We did it. And we're getting some separation. If we want to do some analysis on my subscriber count, this is the bull market indicator. 400,000 has been broken on this live stream, and we're cruising on up. We're at 400,068. So we want to get some separation from 400,000. Appreciate you guys. Did XRP break all-time highs yet? I don't think it's probably not going to happen on this stream. Appreciate it. Look, we got Cardano with Paul in the house. Go subscribe to with Paul. Go subscribe to Cardano with Paul. Appreciate you, Paul. Trying to help me get to 1,000 likes. My man. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Wow, we got to 1,000 likes too. You guys are in good mood today. Man. How's this vote looking? Look at this. Not actually entirely sure what happens if this doesn't pass, actually. But I'm really not sure what would happen if it didn't pass, but we should be fine. $218 to win. 4 more. There we go. We have a happy viewer, 100% in XRP. This is somebody asked, what's this bill? This is the Anti-CBDC Act. Looking good. So in case you're, just entering, here's the status update on everything that's happened. First, we had 28 minutes ago, the Clarity Act passed the House. This is crazy. And then we just had the Genius Act just pass the House. And now we're on the Anti-CBDC Act. That's where we are right now. And that's looking like we're good. Big day for crypto. Big day for crypto holders. Doesn't even matter where you are. You don't have to be in the States.
On this vote, the ayes are 219 and the nays are 210. The bill is passed. Without objection, a motion to reconsider is laid on the table. Pursuant to Clause 12A of Rule 1, the chair declares the House in recess, subject to the call of the chair.
There it is, everybody. There it is. I'd say, so we have Clarity Act passed, Genius passed, Anti-CBDC passed. We have the Clarity Act going to Senate, I believe, next week, unless something changes in the short term. And we have, this is probably the headline news. This is Jake Chervinsky. The Genius Act passes the House by a huge margin, 307 to 122. That's very surprising. The president will sign it into law tomorrow. We have stablecoin regulation in the USA. I'm not saying, hey, in the next 24 hours, everybody, the floodgates open, but this is one floodgate, okay? But we're talking about these things that are occurring that are going to unlock trillions of dollars in capital to come into the crypto space. This is why I'm so bullish on crypto. This is why when I go and I look at altcoins or even Bitcoin or whatever, and I just see higher high, higher low growth on the macro, insane compression, we have to survive these moments that happen. It just is what it is. If you're a value investor, it just is what it is. If you have that macro thesis, but it's compression. And we might get more consolidation. I don't know. But this space, everybody, this space is getting very, very bullish. The crypto space is getting very, very bullish. So that's the altcoin market cap right there. Just to give you a sense, Bitcoin's at like 118, nothing crazy going really, on the Bitcoin chart. If you look at an XRP chart, still hovering where it is on the daily, testing all-time highs, not yet breaking. So in the immediate short term, there's not much of a reaction. I almost would be, I don't know what the reaction will be going into tonight, and this weekend, but we might get some pullback. We really might get some pullback. I think that is probably a very good idea to be potentially prepared for that. It would be incredibly normal. Even a very volatile throwback. You look at something like XRP has incredible separation from these moving averages. That's just a scenario though. I'm going to do later on, I want to do an analysis. You go to an ADA chart right now, you go to the daily, but let's change it to an hourly. Gives a nice demonstration of right now. The most bullish news I've probably covered in a live stream on this channel. And we might potentially actually start seeing red candles now. Very normal for these volatile markets. But I'll probably do an analysis on crypto altcoins a little bit later, and we can talk about all of these things. So if you're not a subscriber, subscribe. If you're one of the 400,000 subscribers, thanks for helping me get over that finish line in this live stream. This is getting pretty fun as we go into this new crypto era. And turn notifications on so you are notified when we do go live or when I'm posting a video, for instance, on the price action of crypto a little bit later. I'll give it a few hours to see kind of what's going on with these charts, and then we'll do an update. But appreciate each and every one of you on the way out. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. We got a ton of people out there watching. So, and if you enjoyed the content, please hit the like. It means a lot to me. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.